So I'm eating, and all of a sudden she has two visitors, and I'm quite sure that was the colonel and the other henchman, and they were sitting down, and no, she wouldn't stop looking. She caught an attitude. She was like, "He's not like the black folks that are here. I'm not like the black folks that are here." Because I came down there wearing my colors, I had on my, clothes from like the continent and shit, and the black folks couldn't get with it. Of course, a lot of the black women wanted to get with me. Oh, he's different. So all the black men, they were angry. I mean, it was very high schoolish. It's like, yeah, what you doing down here? You trying to take our women? No, I ain't trying to take your women. I got a woman. I don't need your women. But I'm not going to come down here and act like y'all do, wearing a T-shirt, walk around in pop-along jeans and shit. I was real militant. I was militant as a motherfucker down there, man. And when I got gone, I got gone. Now, what I did notice at the airport is that there seems to be a lot of mafia, Costa Nostra type, Jewish, Italian type boys running down there, picking their fingernails, you know what I'm saying, at the airport when I was in West Palm, I'm like, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. But anyway, Billy, that's just me. Good morning.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. Benny, are you still breathing?
He's on mute. That's all.
Yeah. I had to grab my daughter right quick. She had started whining.
Oh, I hear you. Did you hear my story, my brother?
I heard the story.
Yeah, man, I was a militant. I was a militant without even opening up my mouth. And then let me say this to you. There was this issue going on in West Palm Beach over at a place called the, they got these motels, the hotels. I think it was Hotel 6. But anyway, my girlfriend down there at the time, her people from her job at the post office, they were given a men's, I think it was a men's, potluck where everyone can eat. So I said, okay, I'll go to this thing. I want to eat some of this food down here. So I noticed that all the black darkies were sitting in the back where all the half white melanated, and then the white folks were sitting up in the front. And I said, what the fuck is going on? It's like the blacks in the back and the whites up in the front, and they, the black. Huh?
When was this?
This was in what year was it? This was 2004. 2004.
Okay.
And it was after 9/11, And so, like, my friend begged me to come. I said, well, I'm at work, and I'll come when I can. So all of a sudden, one day I look in the mailbox and I see an airplane ticket to bring my ass down there. So she must wanted me down there real bad. So I left. I went down there. But anyway, at this Holiday Inn or whatever it was, they were fixing food. The food was good, but I'm like, why are all the dark-skinned blacks hanging out with each other, and all the creamy middle-tone blacks hanging out with each other, and then the white folks up front? So, I went up front to go get my drink, and the white boy was putting his hand in the ice to give me ice. And I told him, I'm sorry, my friend, but you must have been picking in your nose and thinking that I'm the one, but I'm not. Would you mind using the shovel and putting the ice in my glass, please? Oh, Lord, everybody heard me. They didn't like that. I spoke up like that. And I'm like, you know what? I got to deal with these motherfuckers down here. I got to deal with y'all. Because I'm not the one.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
So what the symbol of the black folks in the back, right? Given that it's 2004,
right,
and we don't have to deal with those types of rules. But what is that? What was the convention about anyway? Just what was the topic?
The topic was a men's supper. I think it was celebrating, like Father's Day or something like that.
Okay.
There was people from the post office that were giving it.
Okay.
Oh, no. I know what it was. The men were celebrating the women. That's what was going on. And so the men were making up their own, types of food, bringing it. And it was over like 10, 12 men that brought food, and they were doing it. So But the symbology of still seeing the black people sitting in the back and the whites in the front, that burnt me up real bad. That mentality would even still exist today. Or back then, you know.
Oh, there he is. Also, you broke up. You broke up a little bit, so we just heard the back then. Could you start over again?
I said that the symbology of the blacks in that hall, sitting in the back, hanging out with each other, enjoying each other, hanging out with each other, and they wouldn't mix and mingle with the other people up front. So when I went up front, I was kind of mixing and mingling because I'm a mixing and mingling type guy. I'm from Washington, D.C., so I'm going to mix and mingle like with you. So what happened was the black woman, she said, oh, like a snake. Oh, I hear you from Washington, D.C. I said, yeah, I am. I used to live in Washington, D.C. And I said, oh, yeah, really? What?
Is it me or is everyone else hearing Kevin breaking up?
No, it's coming up clear up here.
He's breaking. It's breaking up a little bit. You kind of fuzzy right now.
Who me?
Yeah,
you got some. You got
It
some.
might be
You
my
got some
network.
installation going on with your.
It might be my network. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see what network I'm on. Give me a second.
Yeah, your image was like like pixelating.
Yeah, I see the issue.
Okay, thank you very much. You cleared that up.
I might drop off and come back.
Right. So anyway, she came off like a snake, and then she said to me, "Well, I used to live on 16th Street, Upper Northwest." I said, "Oh yeah, I would assume." I didn't tell her this because I was thinking it. I would assume that you lived up on Upper Northwest on 16th Street, where all the half-white darkies live at, where all the black folks that been in bed with the white man been at. I would assume that you live up that way because that's where most of them live at, So, it seemed like she was just trying to fill me out, but she was a snake. She was nothing but a snake and sitting right next to the white boy, and this is the mentality that me and Yolanda were talking about these dirty niggas, these dirty ass niggas that support this crack, that's what I'm against. And that's one of the reasons why I left and I'm here, and here it's neutral. I ain't got to deal with these niggas, these Andy, Mamdy, Pamdy, Aunt your mama type motherfuckers. They are Spanish. They're not American. And that's the difference. Even though they still look like that motherfucker, because Big Mama still exists here. Big Mama exists. You don't see as many Big Mamas as you used to in like America back in my day when I was coming up. How about you, Hayes? How about you, Kwame? There was Big Mama, right?
Yeah, that's a bygone era.
That's a bygone era.
Yeah,
that's a bygone era. They have genetically erased Big Mama from the United States. But Big Mama is alive and well here in Colombia, South America. And folks said, well, back when I was in Washington, folks would say, well, you know what, I'm gonna leave Washington, D.C. and I'm gonna go down south. I said, really, you gonna go down south? And so when I said, well, like when I go down south, I'm gonna go straight across the Texas border and head on to South America because I'm not fucking with the South. Because I'll get hurt. I'll get hurt.
You don't like the South, man?
Man, I'll fucking get hurt. Because I'm saying, we can speak the same language, and I might say something to you gonna make you want to hurt me or me want to hurt you. So fuck you. I'm not even a northerner. I'm just a militant black from Washington, D.C. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck about your stupidity. If you're ignorant, I'm not calling you stupid. You're just ignorant. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, and you walk around like you know what time it is.
I'm just tired of the whole integration thing altogether. I wish I was born into segregation because that's where I want to go right now. We can't live with these people, and then they're turning the other goddamn races against us and shit. It's like I already know, and I practice that we don't have any friends. Even the on code, supposedly on code Democratic black people, which that's a mind fuck.
Oh, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
I've already told Nene that when we go down to register this Cadillac, I'm taking my name out of the Democratic. Just put an I next to my name. If I'm not getting no tangibles, don't expect me to vote for you. That's how I'm living my life. But I really wish we go back to segregation, because right now the writing's on the wall what each of these states are doing with everybody and their mama can now pack a gun. That set the precedent, and I already know what is coming down the pipe, and it's not good. When white America gets a cold, black America gets a pneumonia. And if you don't have your fucking bullets in order, if you don't have your water in order, if you don't have your gasoline stored up, you're pretty much SOA.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Hey, Kwame, go ahead and say something. I want to respond to you, please. Go ahead, Kwame.
Yeah, I just wanted to share the call we had, I think it was last week. No, maybe the week before last. Well, we had the sister on who had the Caucasian husband. Did that kind of seem strange to you?
Yeah.
How she was talking about white people?
Yeah.
And she's married to one?
Yeah, I found that interesting. I'll use the word interesting.
Once you go black, you don't come back.
No, you have to be there, Kevin. I think I understand what Kwame's saying. I've never heard someone with, I don't know if she said it was an ex-husband or was a current husband, but she made it seem like it was a current husband.
Oh, it's a current husband. No.
Yeah, so that's why I found it strange for the way she spoke to be in a current relationship with a white guy. I didn't know where to place that, to be honest with you.
Well, y'all lucky I didn't go smooth the fuck off, because I just felt uncomfortable after she let it be known so freely.
Because that was kind of weird to me. I mean,
because I wouldn't come up in here if I was still married to that cave bitch. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't come up in. What would make her so fucking comfortable to come up in here? And my only answer is that her zaddy made her come up in here.
Could be.
Because she's on 6 zeros right now, and she hasn't got her check mark yet. And so I said, as soon as you get your check mark, we can start taking you serious. The check mark's not coming. That was several days ago. So I think that is a plant.
Can I respond to all of you guys? There's so many white people that are everywhere watching black media all over the place. And so, when your Hayes says that was a plant, I would assume that is a plant and all that. But the vibe is this. They can plant their ass wherever they want to be at. Luckily, they got short lifespan and they won't be around after a certain period of time. We all have to bite the dust at some point, and so they don't get nothing. They don't get nothing. In the end, what we all get is to know that we learned from this school, this planet, this Earth school that we live in, and this is the school that we are learning how to, what hate is, what love is, what loneliness is, what it means to be hungry, what it means to suffer. And so we're actually, like I keep saying, having a human experience, because we already planned these things. This earth was set up for us to learn. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying for these isms and these ideologies that we are carrying on to, I guarantee you, once we leave our body, our natural body, none of that's going to matter.
Yeah, but hold on, Kevin. But we're here though. We haven't left this planet, right? So for someone like me, what's important right now for me is always about how people treat you right now. When I'm dead, I'm dead, but I want to be treated fairly right now when it matters.
Okay.
So the idea is saying, let me finish. So the idea of saying that, you know, everything's gonna be okay because once we all die, we have no skin color, and because of that, I should be able to just let stuff slide.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying that's not. Well, it kind of alludes to that, you know. And correct me if I'm wrong, right? I mean, isn't that what you're saying? Like,
I am correct.
What's more important is that we, you know, when we die, we all have the same skin color. So that means confused. I'm sorry. Then can you repeat that and just make sure I didn't misquote you.
I'm saying to you that I said that I also alluded to the fact that we're learning something here. So my question for you, since you're confronting and I'm confronting and all the people on this platform are confronting these crackers that we hate vehemently, what are you learning? What have you learned and what are you learning? Yes, you have to keep it, you know, you have to keep your head on like a swivel. Yeah, you got to be able to deal with what's going to come thrown at you. But what are you learning? And yes, in the end, we are going to be asked that question. I believe that from the deepest parts of my soul. What have you learned? What are you learning and what have you learned? And how are you going to do that to help those who are in the flesh? Let's just say you happen to leave and then you're asked that. How do you help humanity? Because the earth ain't going nowhere. It's in the physical realm. It's in the 3D realm. It's not going anywhere. For eons, it's going to be around.
Okay.
So,
Hayes, go ahead.
Hayes, go ahead.
I'm just at a point, you know, I'd rather not be included in any of their bullshit, whether it's politics, just the business end, because 90% of my customer base is white people. And they spend this thing that we have agreed for called money. So I can live with them doing business, but interacting, going to dinner parties and shit like that, no. Because see, I look at it like this. I had to prove something to my high yellow family members because, as you remember, I'm the darkie of the family. Then comes my cousin. They all thought that I wasn't marriage material. But then, you know, that got fucked up down the line anyway. So I had to go ahead and prove them not only could I get a woman, I got a white woman, and this bitch paid off every fucking bill I had to a point now I still am at the 805 mark. I was at 830. You can't get in too deep with these people because I'm gonna tell you why I had to divorce her. She was trying to change me. As I've seen when there's the couple is a white female and a black, he changes. He's like that motherfucker from Get Out. Not just I can't play that game, but I'll never go back.
Can I respond to you, Hayes?
Yeah.
Because me and you, I mean, you said you had a white woman at some point in your life, and she was your significant other. Okay, so I had one too. And what happened was, I noticed that she was always talking about, well, there's nothing wrong with, you know,
a lot of that shit, yeah.
People being different, you know, it's just different. And I said to her, we always have these long talks about, well, all differences don't actually make me want to accept them, or other people want to accept them. And there are vast amounts of black people that don't accept white people's differences. Okay, like the fact that y'all like to eat blue cheese and shit and gorgonzola. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Hey, wait a minute. I like blue cheese and gorgonzola.
Well, I mean, you know, you probably just talking, okay? That you like.
No, I'm serious. I like blue cheese. I like blue cheese on my salad, and I like gorgonzola on my salad sometimes. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with you, brother. You're my friend. You're exception to the rule. But I'm not talking about black folks that like blue cheese and gorgonzola. I'm saying we could take a statistic, and I would guarantee you that there would be more white people that are eating blue cheese than blacks.
I'm not denying that, but
I know you're not denying that.
I just hate the idea.
Pasta cream eating blue cheese.
I just hate the
motherfuckers, okay? That's all I'm saying.
I just hate the idea of
Let me continue my story with Hayes for a minute.
being categorized in a certain bucket because
I'm
I like certain
categorized
food.
because that's how I see the motherfuckers.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
You know, there's
go ahead,
not
man.
people like milk. But the whole deal is this. The deal is that she tried to change me and she tried to change my mind. And yes, some things I did feel that I need to review. I'm not going to say that I was right about everything because I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. And, you know, everybody has something to offer you. However, I basically just couldn't hang. I got out of that. And I found that I got out of that by having extramarital, well, not married. I mean, like me and her weren't married, but we were with each other long enough to be married. I would have, you know, sexual like relations with black women and not with her. That's how deep I was. I was like, well, fuck her, and I'll fuck her. I won't fuck her. And if I do fuck her, it'll be like for like a moment. But I'm not going to have sex with her because I'm not getting the same energy, the same bravado that I would get if I'm dealing with a sister. So I'm just saying that to Hayes because I'm just letting Hayes know that's just part of my experience when it comes to white folk as I've gotten older. Now, when I was in high school, I had like relationships with all women from all over the world. I mean, because my high school was like that, you know, there were women from Germany, Sweden, Libya, Egypt, all over. So, I mean, I was going with everybody. I was the international player in high school. That's probably why I live an international life now. But go on. Yes, Dimitri.
So Hayes, I think I understand what the issue that you're bringing up in terms of, segregation that you wish you were living during the segregation time. But I think things were different. We were different during segregation time than we are now, right? So are you when you make that statement, do you literally want to think about going back in time to live back when there was segregation, or are you thinking that you want to live in segregation now? Because I'm saying there's a huge contrast.
Oh no, I don't want to go back in time. I'm saying right now because I'm just gonna put it like this: a dragonfly will never marry and reproduce with a June bug. We're too different, and we're not wired like them. I'm pretty sure we can adapt and get as morbid and evil as them. We had to learn from somebody, right? But because they're a dying race, they're at 700 million and dying off fast. These people can't go as fast enough for me at this point. You can't. Trump was the second aha moment, and it's the reason why I don't have any so-called white friends, and I'm not handing out applications for any. If I have to do business with you, I do business, and then we go our separate ways. Don't inquire on what I like to do and everything, because I won't be doing that with you.
There you go. Can I respond to you, Hayes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So we're at this moment in this time in our history where we could use segregation. We could really use it because we need to segregate. We need to get the fuck away from each other. Anything that is going on, and I'm just talking about all aspects of the mentality of people. If you feel this way about this, or you feel this way about that, you wear these colors, or you with this group of people, and you don't happen to agree with this group of people, then segregation is for you.
You talking? Yeah. Oh, hold on for a second, y'all. What's up, babe?
Hey, some washers.
Some washers?
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta step away for a minute and find some washers for my girl, but I'm still here. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying,
Oh, go ahead and finish it, and then I'll go and get the water.
Yeah. I'm just saying that segregation is really now something that I think should be accepted. I think it's time for us to basically separate from each other and review what we are going to do with each other, because if we can't get along, we need to get it on or get away from each other.
And
that's what I'm feeling.
You know what Malcolm said? It's either the ballot or the bullet. And
or the bullet.
And we've tried their fucking ballot. I'm 50 now, and come on, let's try the other way and let's get it popping, because
Well, we ain't gonna go there because there's too many pussies.
No,
they emasculated a lot of people, so they're not going to go there.
they haven't
They ain't
killed.
going there.
They haven't killed the right one yet.
I don't know, man.
And
I'm telling you, there's disunification of people. They're not going there because they're not going to. I mean, I've served, okay. So what I'm saying is, if you can get the provision sent to you and the ammunition sent to you, and know how to attack your like enemy on a daily, monthly, you know, if you're like Ukraine, like the people fighting like the Russians, then yeah, we can go there. But we're not going there because we don't have like the discipline and like the mentality to do that.
It seems like
we don't have it.
It's getting worse and worse each day. We're seeing it play out on our TVs, on our mobile devices. I mean, when are we gonna get tired? When are we gonna get tired?
No, we're not gonna get tired for centuries because we're not disciplined to go and fight like that. That fight that you're talking about is the type of fight that I was getting paid for and put in like a uniform for, okay, and put on a base for, a military base. So that type of fight is a different type of battle. That means that we've mobilized, we've already got our shit straight. If we have to hit like the front line, then we're going to be able to kick your fucking ass, even if it's two of us, because we're going to get supplies, we're going to get food, we're going to get help, we're going to get air support, we're going to get support from like the submarine that's out 500 miles away from your black ass and blow your ass up.
The only country that African people control that manufactures weapons is South Africa.
Yep.
So that's even think about going up against these crackers with in the military style rebellion is not going to happen. That's far-fetched. So, but one thing, and this goes back to the old strike type thing, boycott thing, is get from underneath this Rothschild global debt-based monetary system. The technology is here. It's here to free us so we become our own banking system and get from under this inflation that's been robbing us for decades of our labor, of our wealth.
You're absolutely right.
Because anything that we do is going to take funds. Okay? Whatever we do is going to take funds. So we need to find a way to be able to leverage the talents and efforts of ourselves and get from underneath this. I mean, you see when you go in the grocery store what's going on. I mean, this thing in Ukraine is going to contribute to food shortages on a global scale. I mean, it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. And there's going to be there's a battle now going on to what's going to be the reserve currency. China, Russia, India, Brazil, South Africa, and several other countries are pulling their resources together to rival the dollar. Saudi Arabia, it's like the U.S. and their hegemony and dominance and terror is coming to an end because countries are, 80% of the world is under sanctions by the government. And the only way they can be under sanctions if they are still part of the U.S. dollar monetary system. And that's why Russia has been preparing for this. I don't know why.
I'll be right back.
I got an echo coming on for some reason. But yeah, Russia had prepared for this. This didn't just start in February for what's going on in Ukraine. All right, so they knew what they had to do because they knew those sanctions were coming. So they already made a partnership with China. China's the #1 economy in the world right now. You know, they've been doing things all on a global scale, other than, the total opposite of what the United States is doing. And the United States has been doing is forming coups all over the place, killing motherfuckers, causing terror. The world tired of that shit, man. It's coming to an end. So that's my little 2 cents. Get out of the Rothschild monetary banking system that took over the world in 1913.
Good afternoon, people.
Hey, what's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling.
Yeah, I ain't seen you in a couple of years. It's good to hear from you again.
Come on, man.
Dude, I want to get off the trauma conversation for a minute and talk about some of this good weed I've been smoking down here in Colombia.
Check out
Dude, I went over to a friend of mine's house the other night.
I got my new edition.
Yeah. Look, we were smoking this weed, man. That motherfucking shit was so good. I got lost. I didn't know where the fuck I was coming or going. Come back to my apartment. That shit was fucked up. Me and my man laughed because I'm like, oh, but good thing I'm by the ocean. So I just kept walking toward like the beach, and then I walked up the street and got to my apartment. But I was wasted. Colombo.
So
on that Colombo.
Now, you are, where are you again?
I'm in Colombia.
What part of Colombia?
I'm in Santiago, Chulo.
Santiago, Chulo. Okay.
I'm right in the northern part. I'm in Panama.
Okay, close to Panama. I was going to ask, what's the big city that you're close to? Panama, is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, there's Panama and then there's Medellin. Medellin.
I've heard of Medellin.
Of course you heard of Medellin. You heard of Carlos.
Yeah.
But the weed was good, and the beer was good, and for like the time we were out there drinking beers, and I was thinking about how lucky I am to sit up and drink a beer, sitting on the wall, watching the ocean at nighttime with music. It was just fantastic, man. Fucked up.
That's why people try to make money to live like that.
I ain't got no money and I'm living like that.
But that's my point. I'm trying to make. This whole money thing is really just a fucking ploy.
It's to hold you back.
It is.
Just try to keep you a slave to the system.
No, I mean, trust me. I know what it is. It's a tool, so I use it as a tool. But my whole thing has always been about self-sustainability. Okay? Making sure I know how to do shit. Making sure that I know that I'm growing food. Making sure that I know how to. Making sure that I know how to. Which I grew up doing that shit. I'm all about self-sustainability. I ain't worried about none of this shit. I don't care if the wind takes over. I don't care who breaks down, who does what. I got weapons. I know how to grow food. I know how to kill food. I'm going to be okay.
Well, let me ask you a question, Andre. We just talked about how there's not going to be any armed insurrection in the United States. And, this echo is bad. But what I want to say is, if you had to fight with your weapon, how long do you think that you would be able to live within the gun battle before they use a different type of chemical ordinance or
I'm only defending myself. And I've got enough rounds that if I, use it properly, I could probably stay in my place for a month. Because I wouldn't be wasting a lot of Anyway.
Well, how you gonna breathe? How you gonna breathe under like a chemical attack?
Well, I mean, you would have gas mask. I don't have a gas mask right now, but if I felt like that was a threat, then I'd buy some gas masks.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but this echo and this problem with our technical issues is bothering me. Dimitri, can you help us?
Oh, I'm echoing too?
No, it's not as much as I am.
I was gonna say, because you're not echoing me. I don't hear echo.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Andre, mute yours for a second. All right, now talk.
Yeah.
Now.
So I was just saying to Andre, with all the, if you held up somewhere, because it was, I think it was in Compton about 2 days ago. There was a shootout and a standoff, and the guy burnt his apartment, and of course he caused his own end. But the deal was they were coming at him with all types of ordnance, and chemical ordnance. But I'm just wondering, since there's not going to be any armed surrection, how would there be? How would you survive? And how long do you think you would live before you had to be shot dead? Okay, Andre, you can unmute.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. All I know is I'm prepared to take care of myself, and I'll fight it like that. That's it.
So, Andre, would you categorize yourself as one of the 300, like one of the Spartans from back during the days of Greece?
No, because I ain't going out nowhere to go fight nobody. I'm building a fucking perimeter around where I am, and you ain't coming to fuck with me.
That's my man. You better ask me too.
Didn't I tell you I grow my own food? If I grow my own food, y'all grow my own.
That's right. But you still echoing, brother. I don't know what it is. You're still echoing.
It's gone now.
Oh, did he leave? Yeah.
No, I did. No,
yeah, well, like when you leave, you don't hear.
I'm just trying to go out and come back in and see if it stops.
Oh, hey guys, sorry, I have to.
Yeah, we've got some technical issues that are serious, like echoes, feedback, different things like that.
Oh wow, really? Mm.
Yeah, really. I was talking to Andre, and he had.
I don't hear it now, bro.
Oh, my glasses.
Andre, is that the headboard to your bed?
yeah. Why?
It looks like a royal king headboard.
Because I am a king. What the fuck?
Yeah, okay. All right, look, I need to shut my fucking mouth. All right, you are a king. Yes, Your Highness. Yes, Your Highness.
Actually, if you really want, listen, Kevin, if you really want to keep it 100, I'm way more than a king. The life force that exists in me is from God.
You're God. You're God.
There you go.
Be God.
I'm the God.
I had to call it. Not you. I didn't let you call it. I didn't let you call it. I called it. What's up, Benny Hollis? Benny's back online.
Yeah, everybody was echoing though at that time.
Well, how we sounding now, Benny?
Everybody sound clear now.
Yeah, I never was hearing an echo, but I guess I was causing it. I don't know.
Well, that's because you're a god. You're a king and a god. And with that headboard, it shows me that you probably know Thor.
What are you talking at my headboard, man? Huh?
Dude, your headboard. What? You better move them hats. What, you got your hat sitting on the side? I didn't know which hat you wearing, all four of them hats.
No.
Man, that's a nice hat. Oh, watch out now.
Oh, I may wear this hat.
Oh, watch out now. Watch out now.
Oh, I may wear this hat.
Oh, watch out now, Mr. Business.
Oh, I may wear this hat. Depends on what color.
Oh, watch out now. It look like that's your comedian hat when you go on. That's your Cedric the Entertainer hat.
Listen, Everything that I have is functional. I have no hair to protect my scalp when I'm out in the sun. And so
Right. But you melanated, so why would you need to wear a hat, brother?
Because have you ever did an exciting experiment? Do you know how UVA and UVB and UVC rays are absorbed by dark material?
Yes.
Okay, so the darker you are, the more those rays are going to be drawn to you, which means my head gets really, really hot sometimes when I'm out at the flea market or some shit like that. So I need a hat.
So you need a hat.
Right. I don't have a barrier of air to try to block that from getting directly to my scalp. It burns the fuck out of my scalp.
All right. So anyway, back to the trauma at hand.
What is
black
the
people.
What is the trauma at hand?
The trauma at hand is black people don't sleep, my brother.
Excuse me?
The trauma at hand is black people are not free.
Black people don't want to be free.
There you go.
They want to stay under the comfort of Master's Titty. They want to stay on the plantations platform like Facebook. They want to stay. They're in this perpetual acceptance mode. And I can't understand why you want to be accepted by somebody that
No, you gotta get rid of that.
I muted him. Go ahead. Keep going, guys.
Yeah, they want to stay in the same zone where it's comfortable.
Hey, by the way, just real quick, hey, Andre, I don't know, either your internet is slow because you are the one causing the echo. For some reason, there's a delay in your playback. Do you have like a Bluetooth speaker hooked up or something like that?
No.
Okay.
Let me go to my settings and see what.
Because this, like the delay coming from like when we speak, your speaker comes on late.
My Bluetooth is off. I'm using Wi-Fi. I got 4 full bars and three little signal deals from the Wi-Fi, so it looks like it's strong. I'll go out and try to come back again. I don't know.
He sounds all right now.
Well, because we're not talking.
No, it's an echo coming from you, Dimitri.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I can't hear it. I'm not hearing an echo from nobody. So that's why I'm asking.
That's because you're all powerful, Andre.
That ain't got nothing to do with
because you're untouchable.
That ain't got nothing to do with the technology issue. I'm gonna close out and try to.
Yeah, because I mean, the echo, I could tell it's on.
It's Andre.
It's Andre because when I speak, I could see his volume meter, his microphone volume meter going up as I hear what I said being repeated. So the microphone is picking up from him the delay from his speaker. That's what I'm getting.
Well, that's feedback.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think segregation will be better than what we're doing now because it's just getting worse each day. And it's just the racism, it used to be, hidden, slight. Now it's just blatant in your face.
Hey, check this out. Since we've been on here, right, it's been a couple of people that popped on here that kind of I had never seen before, but they didn't stay because they were not acknowledged. You might want to try to make an effort that when somebody come on that we never seen before, to try to acknowledge them so that they don't jump off so quick.
Good point.
Yeah, but Kwame, the thing is, when they come on, they got a lot of background noise going on, TV, radio, if they're in the mall, other people, they got a lot of background noise. It's not like you and me.
One of them did, but somebody else didn't. I saw somebody else come on. It wasn't no background noise. But if they do, all we got to do is tell them to chill, to mute their mic.
Yeah, in general, I think Kwame is 100%, 1,000% right that we do need to do that. Hey, real quick, before I left, Hayes, I had a question for you, and well, you kind of answered the question, but I have a kind of rebuttal to your thing about segregation. Mm-hmm. So, do you think, like, if we wanted to live in segregation now, do you think we are ready Could we survive segregation? Because when segregation was there, for some reason, even though we were still relying on the white man for our, income, right? Because we did, but we still do now. But the question is, can we even? I mean, we survived in segregation back then. But do you think we already can we even survive integration right now, even though financially we're in a better place? Do you think we can? I mean, this question goes out to everybody, really. But Hayes first.
A couple of years ago, there was 40 families that put their money in and bought a large parcel of land. Now, I understand what they're doing. We need more of that. And yes, it can be, because if you are in your own, let's call it a compound under race lines, you only had to come out to do your shopping. But sooner or later, people will stop wanting to do that because there's really nothing on the shelves these days up here. You're going to have your food growers, and then you're going to have those merchants that want to build within these compounds. Then you don't have to go out and mingle with wild society, aka white people, white identifying Latinos and such. Yes, I would love to know what those 40 families, how long they've come along since they announced that. And really, they shouldn't have announced it, because you already know what the white man wants to do now.
So can I ask you something, Paige? When I was coming up back in Alexandria, Virginia, and the neighborhoods were segregated, and I noticed that if a white person came in our neighborhood, they were immediately noticed. There was a lot of talk. And when I went into the white neighborhood, because I had friends that went to school with me, and they would say, well, come over the house and, we can hang out. And I would go over and hang out. And before I got to the house, there was a lot of, scratching their heads and wondering, what's this black young guy doing in the neighborhood? So do you think we would have a resurgence of that? Because I could see that coming up immediately.
Yeah, well, you got that now. And it seems like I don't want to speak it into existence, but it really, really looks like slowly we're going back in time. You got these MAGA motherfuckers that say, make America great again. It's never been great for Black America. So what the fuck you talking about? I know what you're talking about, but you're not going to voice it. Well, we want to go back to the era of hanging niggas from the tree, and y'all know your place. And we get to kill every uppity nigga that we can identify. This is what they want to go back to.
Don't you think that, now this is just what I want to just put out there. I'm not saying that white folks ain't Yahoo's grafted skunk or the devil. I'm not saying that he's not. But don't you think that this battle between black and white is set up so that the rich crackers, the ones that got the power, can keep something going on? It's like when you notice that when the Roe versus Wade thing was overturned, and they had two factions. It was the pro-life and the ones that wanted the Roe v. Wade not to be overturned. This crack is pitting people against each other on every level, not just black and white. I'm saying the black and white thing is out there, but the deal is white people are also going through some shit from his own kind. You know what I'm saying? And it's like every skin folk when they're white ain't kinfolk, especially when it comes to money, when it comes to people getting medical or whatever they get. If they were in Vietnam, if they whatever how they were treated, they're being treated the same as black folk. And so I'm just saying, don't you think that this is to divide and conquer?
No, I disagree with you. Sorry, go ahead, Hayes. Let me go first, and I'll respond. Go ahead, Hayes.
I don't think it's a divide and conquer tactic. I think that the white man knows that its numbers are few, and by 2035, he and his wife will be a minority. And I think that can be a great thing. But how this white man is doing it now, all these the gualas they letting in. Now they're letting in these Nazi loving Ukrainians and shit. Everybody he's letting in, he's educating them. If you want to be on team white supremacy, you got to treat the niggas like this. And before it even gets to that, let me isolate myself, make myself self-sustaining, get my own power, my own water, my own garden. I just need a bunch of my own people with like-minded, set-asides. Because, I mean, look at all the neighborhoods that they're building nowadays. Not one of them is a non-HOA. And I'm going to tell you what my building trade teacher told me, and he was white. Why HOAs were really invented. Okay, they had these covenants in the deed that if the house was to be sold, they even have them here in Ann Arbor. They just got rid of them last year. You're not to sell that house to a black person, even a black immigrant. That's to keep that neighborhood white. And the only people that they would sell these houses to were Indian, Asian, and Latinos. And I've seen a couple of Latinos driver's license. These motherfuckers are listed as white. So if you're not smart enough to identify the game, this is a game and we're the only ones not playing this game. We're being played on. Because in a minute, they're going to have y'all paying per view to watch these cops gun down niggas in the street. And by that time and stuff, I'm hoping that's dead and gone. But if we want to reverse this shit, we all need to unite, get us a large parcel of land, and do our own thing, and get our Black Wall Streets right back. And no, they can't come in the shop.
Yeah. Hey, can I respond to Kevin's thing about the VA and how white folks, are, they also have like different levels and how they treat each other, and to some point that's true. But here's one thing about white folks, right? We all know that they will stick together no matter what. They will protect their group no matter what. And one of the reasons why I think that happens is because they've got good representation. So meaning that if I'm a poor white bastard, right? And I know the man on top is treating me wrong, chances are I'm gonna swallow it because I want to be that man on top that does the fucked up shit, right? Because one of the perfect examples, like people say, how do people let politicians do, or how do they let billionaires get away with doing all kinds of bad things, like cheap taxes and all these things? That's because everybody wants to be a billionaire. So it's like, I'm not gonna stop a billionaire from doing fucked up shit, because by the time I'm a billionaire, when I become billionaire, I want to be able to get away with doing the same shit. So what I'm saying is, white people are more likely to stick together, even if they're the ones at the bottom, because they potentially can see themselves being the ones at the top, and they want to be able to get away with the same shit that people on top are getting away with. In reverse, black folks, we don't have representation. Meaning that, we don't see ourselves as CEOs. Like every time we turn on the TV, we don't see ourselves all the time on mass media. And when we open a book for economics, we don't see our faces. So we don't have the type of representation that's
going really, really bad.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna mute. I muted Andre. So I'm saying because we don't have the same type of representation, when we see someone on top, whether they're doing good or bad, we don't care. We just fight them. We don't support them because we don't ever see ourselves in that situation where we're going to be on top. And I think that's where a lot of the disunity comes from, is because I know I'm never going to be like you on top unless I'm a basketball player and those kinds of things they lost. So we don't deal with anything in terms of from support or even from dealing with what we would potentially deal with to be able to support each other. I think that's what is based on the fact that we don't have representation everywhere we turn. So we don't have that bond, right? Because we can't see ourselves being the people that are on top that can do different things.
Okay, so I can respond to that. So I'm going to present this pie graph to you. And on my listening to you and from my experience on the pie graph, I give you like a maybe 15% slice on the pie graph. because there's so many different aspects to each individual's life experience, expectations about where they want to be, and to just generalize that they see themselves as white. They see a person who's got their foot on their neck as white, and one day they will be able to be in that white person's shoes. That's just basically for them a pipe dream. They're not actually, for those that feel this way, they're not actually seeing that. What they see is they want to do what they want to do. They want to make the money they want to make, and they want to live the way they want to live, and they could care less about whether or not they want to be that way. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, okay, Andre. Okay. So basically, the issue is divide and conquer. There is one small group, maybe there's 10% of them, 5% of them, and they use divide and conquer to deal with the masses of people. And black folks, they really fucked up in terms of divide and conquer, because they've used divide and conquer amongst our ranks with the church, the LGBTQ, the professionals, the career, the have and have nots, the drug addicts, the crack addicts, the Uchi mamas, the this and that and the other, the names we call each other, internalizing this divide and conquer. So this divide and conquer is, yes, basically set on those indigenous black people that are oppressed. But at the same time, in the same motion, it is set on everyone, not just black folk. So I'm saying for my development, okay, for my evolution, from what I'm hearing, I'm just saying that I'm stepping away from the fact that it's just the white man and that he's this, that, and other. It is a powerful group that just happens to be white, but it's not the average white man. That's all I'm saying. The average white man has aspirations. Wait a minute. The average white man has aspirations to be rich and famous and this and that and other. But then there are those that are not. There are different tribes of white people, like there are different tribes of black people, and they all think differently. Yes,
but but aren't black people the ones mostly impacted by all those things? So what does it matter?
For me to think,
dude, why are you interrupting me, man? All I'm saying is it's black people are mostly impacted by this thing, right? In terms of, you say, so really what I'm hearing you saying, it's a social economic issue more than it is a racial issue. Where I disagree. That's not necessarily, I hear white people say that all the time. That's not necessarily true. It is a racial issue that's compounded by social economics issue.
I agree.
Because the way I look at it, let me just finish real quick. The way I look at it, even white people that live in a ghetto, right? They still look down at the same white person. At the same black person that's probably making more money than them in the ghetto, and they have less respect for those black people, and they think the black people in the ghetto with them are not worth as much as they are.
Okay, let me respond to that. What do you mean by they look down? What is, let's just say this, in terms of statistically speaking about white people looking down on black people, what is it? Is it, yes, you said that you have introduced that there is racism. You have introduced that you feel that it's more than that. It is just total racism. And what I'm saying is that the black people that are not able to, I guess, defend themselves are victims. However, I'm not a victim. I'm saying I've taken the slings and arrows.
This is not about you. It's not about you. Please answer the question.
Okay, I know it's not about me. But what I'm saying is
generic, general perspective. Go ahead.
Well, okay. What I'm saying is that when you say that this particular or that particular white person, wherever they're at, are looking down, I can only say from my experience where I've seen white people that have been in a place where they're with black people, and there's no way that they could look down on anything. Like possibly they're in a nursing home where there's all black people, or possibly they live in like the ghetto where there's all black people, or possibly they just happen to be in a position where they're where black people at because they can't afford to live where the white people at. So if those white people are looking down on me, then they're pretty sick. And I have confronted or have been in contact with these type of people because, like I say, I'm from Washington, D.C., and these things exist. Like, for instance, there's a place off of...
Okay, before you go into another whole 20-minute spiel and something else. So let me...
I'm going with what you're talking about.
Well, but I mean, you said it already. Now, what else? Okay, go ahead, man. Continue. Go ahead.
Thank you. Why do you do that? I guess that's because you love me. But
because you're about to go another 20-minute spiel on a totally different topic. Go ahead.
Here we go. So what I'm saying is, to make a long story short, I have seen white folks, Chinese folks, and different people that are not black who live in the black community suffer at a nursing home because they can't afford to get better nursing care or better, let's say, care because they don't have the type of money that maybe white or black people that have Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever they own to get the care that they need. And I don't see them, or I haven't picked up from this, we can also telepathically read people. I haven't picked up that they're looking down on me in any capacity that they're in as anything because I'm doing something for them as a service. They're grateful. And I like that.
So let me ask you a question. So in your mind, you think
in my experience,
in your mind, your experience, your mind. Okay, but so you're saying that poor white people don't look down at poor black people on the same financial level.
I'm saying to you that what you're saying is something I would have to deeply have a conversation with these people. It's their reactions, their actions, it's their persona. I mean,
I'm gonna ask the question again.
Okay.
So do you believe, yes or no, that poor white people look down at black people on the same economic level? Do you believe it happens or not?
In some cases, not all.
Okay. All right.
That's a yes or no thing. I said in some cases I'd agree with you, but not all. Because we can't deal with absolutes. We can't do that.
I'm not looking for an absolute, but okay. You answered the question. I said okay. Okay. So this next question is, in some cases, not all, but why do you think it happens?
Because of the fact that they've been indoctrinated from their parents or from their environment about racism.
So you're saying that indoctrination is based on racism, right?
I say that is what's going on. I say that people are products of their environment. However, all people have a point where they're not going to follow what they've been taught by their environment. So what they do is they change whatever they were being indoctrinated to something that they want because maybe they feel they're just basically tired, fed up with what it is that they've been already introduced to, and they want something different.
Got it. So going back to my initial statement about how that we have in terms of how black people are treated is more racial than economics. You just agree with that by saying, right, poor white people in the same situation as poor black people look down, not all, but in general, they look down at black people at the same economic level that they do. So which means chances are the black people that potentially in the same situation as poor white people have already 2 or 3 steps down because of that situation, right? So that means our issue economically is not the issue. The reason why black folks are at the bottom isn't solely a socioeconomic issue. Actually, isn't solely an economic issue. It is definitely an issue of racism. So you are agreeing with me.
I am agreeing with you, and I'm saying to you that for those that are victims, I just want to add this. For those that are victims, They basically haven't learned from their mistakes to change or to be aware of what the next move of this cracker is going to be, and so they're going to remain a victim. That's all I'm saying. Now, had I played victim and didn't pay attention to what was going on in my personal situation, I can guarantee you that I would be living homeless and on the streets of the United States of America and still have money. And I didn't play that game because I saw the writing on the wall for me and for other people that were like me. I just can only base it on my experiences and where the trends were heading. And I've seen a lot of people lose in my family where they lived, who they were around, and how the reaction of the people in my family were to help them. And I'm saying to you, there's no place for us to run. The only thing that we can run to is our own sense of let's say, when you make a mistake, you learn from like your mistakes. And when you are dealing with being under attack and being oppressed and pressed down by white folks, you learn how you were pressed down the first time. And then once you see that shit happen again, you avoid that shit and get up and get the fuck out.
So here's I agree with you in terms of pulling yourself by your bootstrap and everything else and not being a victim. That goes without saying, that, and I'm a strong opponent of not play the victim. But also I don't want us to be blind to just throw out the don't play the victim card, but we still have to, understand or be cognizant of the inequality that we have to deal with.
Right.
And always put that in front and make sure that it's known whether or not you get yourself together, you push through it. We want to make sure that everyone understands that as you're pushing through it, you're getting far more resistance than a white person in the same exact situation than you are. Because last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna change and I'm gonna done. The perfect example of that to me is this young kid in Akron. Is Akron that got shot 60 times by the cops. The problem I have in my mind is I know if that was a white boy that did exactly the same thing, whether or not you want to blame the kid because he had a gun in his car and he ran away, whatever the issue is, I know 1,000% in my mind that if that was as a white kid doing exactly the same movement, the same gestures, I guarantee he wouldn't be dead right now. And that's the thing I want to make sure everyone, as we preach positivity and everything else, which those things are important, keep that in mind and don't ever forget how important that is to know that there's a difference.
100% right.
I agree. Wait a minute, hold tight for a minute, Kwame. I just want to say this and then we'll finish. I agree with you, D, on the fact that, that was overkill and he shouldn't have got shot that way. And the thing is, though, that we have thrown out, as if there was any book of, being like moral or the rules. We've thrown out the book of rules. Everybody that we've got now, I'm saying from the FBI, the police department, CIA, all of it. In the past, let's say like 40 years or even more, we've got people that are traitors, people that don't even follow the rules. So, as many times as I've seen people get assaulted by like the police or whatever has happened in my past, in my experience, it hasn't been like this. And I've had confrontations with like the police, and it's never been like what I see today. And I'm black. And I understand that we need to keep in black people's faces to never forget. However, each journey in life is brought on by you coming in the world alone and you leaving alone and you learning from your mistakes personally and learning how to overcome them personally. And if collectively you're around people that influence you, that keep you down, then you need to bring yourself together inside of yourself and talk to yourself, because there's no one's going to help you but you. My father was a black nationalist.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to interrupt before you get into your father and then go another 20-minute spiel. Sorry. So I want to rebut No, because I know how you are, man.
No, man. I love you, man.
Yeah. I want to respond to what you said about you've not seen things being this bad in terms of cops, and I want to reiterate what you're saying. I think I want to kind of say it again. You're right. We have not seen the type of things that's happening to us. But that does not mean there's anything new occurring. The only difference is, like, as even though I don't want to quote Will Smith, I think he's the one that said it, but whatever. That, the only thing different is that, the stuff is being filmed, right? So I just want to be careful when we say we've never seen anything as bad as it is now. I'm not sure. I think it's just as bad then as it is now. It probably was worse back then.
You're right about that. You're right about that. There's a case. I said you're right about that. There's a case in PG County, Maryland, that took place about I guess not a few years ago, but many years ago when I was in my 20s, and there was a guy that was arrested, and the police were abusing him and sodomizing him with a broomstick, and he grabbed the gun and shot and killed all the police in that space. You remember this case? And they tried the case and they let him free, and then he ended up shooting and killing himself. And yes, you're right. And there wasn't no cameras back then, and this has been going on. However, some places got a little bit more dirt than others. And that's what I'm trying to say. Where I lived where there was dirt, but it wasn't like the dirt that was on the next holler down the road where they had more dirt, where you go to Cheverly, Maryland, or Hyattsville, or some other place. Just like any place that you go to. And when I think of Florida, where my man is at, like Benny, there are more places in Florida that got a lot more dirt where they'll lynch a black man immediately, I would think, still to this day. Even where you're at, D, in North Carolina, there are more white places, even where Kwame's at, everywhere. Richmond, all of it. Because they just we want to keep it the way we want to keep it. When I traveled to New York, I was in New Jersey. I went to a town where I swear to God, it was straight out of 50. And all the Goombas, the Italians, they must have took all that mafia money and preserved the town to look the way it looked back from 1950 and 60. And when I went in the store, they were watching me like I was getting ready to steal. And I'm like, I know goddamn well these crackers ain't looking at me like this, And I felt uncomfortable, but, when I left town, I felt like there's certain places that you just don't want to be at because these places are sacred to these crackers or to whoever. And it's more evil with their police departments and all that. Just like in Utah, where the guys got married to 6 wives and they got the police in their hand. And when the people come to go to, let's say, arrest them or to, prosecute them or to, let's say, research them, the police follow them all throughout the damn community because the police and the Mormon church are working together. You know that case. The guy, he marries a girl. She's, 15 years old. He's in his 40s. That's what's going on. In Montana, Utah, Salt Lake City, the Mormons. They're offshoot of, not the Mormon church. Well, yeah, they're offshoot of the Mormon church. But when it comes to black people being abused, yes, there's some places that are more where, let's just say you're in a beehive nest of neo like Nazis, the whole town thinks that way. The police department, the judge, the people at the ice cream store think that way. That's where they live. They want to get away from you. So if you just happen to drive through on your way to go to bumfuck Egypt, they're going to fuck with you. After they've done doing what they do, they'll just fucking let you go if they don't kill you. So yeah, we got some shit to deal with.
True that.
There's places that I would never go in the South. And I'm just saying, there are places all over the United States that are just got nothing but evil. What? I was stopped on the highway in New Jersey. I was doing 109 miles per hour. The policeman stopped me, but I'm quite sure he could have like done whatever. But I didn't have that type of experience. You know, my experience has never been where I was under attack. My experience has been I've always gone to court to pay for a fucking ticket. That's about it. And I'm now 65 years old. So at 65 years old, I can say I haven't had any experiences where the police, and I'm talking about all white, and I'm talking about hillbilly crackers, have tried to attack me. And when I see black folks, when they see them talking, you know, they're like, what you talking about, man? Why are you doing this? Hey, first of all, when they approach me, I don't really say anything. I just look at them. I let them do all the talk. And when they ask for a registration license, I give it right to them. They say, get out the car. I get out the car. Because whatever they're going to do, they're going to do it. I've gotten out the car. They ain't done nothing. They illegally searched my car. They ain't find shit. Fuck them. I'm already ready for them. Already ready for them. Because I've learned from other people's mistakes how to be ready for them. That's just my kung fu. My spirit. The angels protect me. It's a spiritual thing with me. You're not going to fuck with me. I'm like Obi-Wan, like Kenobi. You're not going to beat me up. I'm not going to beat you up. And you're going to fucking tell me to have a nice day. I'm going to tell you have a nice day. And you're gone. That's where I'm coming from. Other people want to be confrontational and show from within, resonating how angry they are. I'm showing from within myself, from my own personal experience, where I'm just saying, I wonder what this motherfucker's going to do next. So let me sit up and watch. I'm watching them. It's a matter of watching for me because I'm not scared. Now, if I was carrying a fucking contraband or some fucking machine guns and shit, yeah, I got the right to have some type of fear in my heart. But I ain't got that thing going on. Ain't got that going on. And I'm not saying the black folks carrying weapons and this and that other. Even if they're legal, they still get shot. But the deal is that, you know, some of these motherfuckers, they just scared. They scared of you. They're more scared of you than you are of them. And I learned that working with like the police when I got out the military. Oh, these motherfuckers are scared. Well, I'm not scared of that motherfucker. Let me talk to him. And yeah, they got a gun. I got a gun too. But I'm not going to sit up and use my gun because I'm not scared of you. Matter of fact, you and me are friends. There's good cop, bad cop, it's called. You know, I'm the good cop. He's the bad cop. I've experienced a lot of jobs. I've experienced a lot of things. And I'm just saying, it's a spiritual thing, you know? And people have to evolve and on their own. It's this personal evolution. We come in the world alone and we leave alone. We're not going to leave taking what we own. It's not like that. That's what I've learned. And that's what I offer this group today. D?
I hear you, man. I hear you.
You know, I've come in the past few days, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm so tired of hearing about what problems black folks have. What I want to do is I want to set this like precedent of what we got and how grateful that we are to have it. I think.
What do we have? What do we have to be grateful for? Give me a list. As black people, not as yourself. I'm not talking about from you. I'm talking about as black people.
Well, for those of us that are not sick, we have life.
Yeah, everybody has life. White people, black, white people. Let me ask the question again. I said, as black folks, what do we have to be grateful for? Don't throw shit that I could associate with white folks the same. I'm saying black people. Black people are alive. We breathe. There's a bunch of us that are healthy. That does not make us unique, or that's not something that's unique to be grateful for. Go ahead.
Well, I can only say that we should never let the things that we want to forget the things, that we already got. And we've got a lot of things. I don't know. There are many people.
And I'm with you. I agree.
Are you grateful? I mean, what I'm saying is, are you grateful for what you got?
I said, how about me? I'm not saying beneath you. I said black people.
Black people. You're black people.
What you said, we need to be focused on what we can be grateful. And in this, just to be clear, every time I have this call, and my thing is about us, not me, you individually. So my question is, what do we have as black folks? What is it that we could be grateful? What, if from your perspective, give me a list of things that we should be grateful for.
We have each other. We have the possibility of collectively coming to terms and changing. If we so will to do that, we're doing that here. I'm grateful for this moment. Because
that's you. That's you being grateful.
But when like I say me, you know what? There is a disconnect. And we haven't come together yet. There is a disconnect.
So it's not something tangible yet. But then it can't be on the list if it's not tangible, right? I mean, it doesn't exist.
There's a possibility of it being tangible.
Okay. So we should be grateful for a possibility. Okay. I'll go on with that. What else?
Okay. So D, what I'm saying is like, you keep saying, well, don't talk about myself, talk about us collectively. I feel us collectively, but I don't feel us collectively cohesively. I feel us collectively, yes, us. There is a us, but it's not a cohesive us. And when I'm saying a cohesive us is where I can say, like we all know that we're going to be all right and we're going to be fine. With this us that you're talking about, I don't know those guys over there. They don't know me. They don't even respect me. They don't even care about whether I eat today or tomorrow. All they care about, dude, is about us takes care of us. Us takes care of itself. Okay? And I don't feel like that. Okay? I don't feel like we are us taking care of us. We're not doing that.
So far the list I've got, because the list was based on our race. The question was, what do we, as a race, what do we have to be grateful for? And I'm talking about currently. So far it's a possibility to unify, right? That's all we have so far?
We got that, man. That's all we got. That's all we've ever had.
What else? That's all you're saying? That's all we have.
Well, we've got things that we have shared with the world, that we share amongst ourselves when it comes to inventions, entertainment, when it comes to anything that would deal with life itself, as we are all alive. We've got something. Yes, okay. There is.
So one thing you could have said was, we're the birth of humanity, right? That's something to be proud of, right?
Say what? We're the
That's
what?
something to be. I don't know what the right term is, but we're the birth. What's the expression here?
We are the originators. Excuse me.
Okay.
We are the originators, and we are the leaders of how you say. Let's say we bring in the invention, we bring in the newness to whatever. We bring things to the table that other people start to initiate and follow within their own life. We are doing things that are exceptional, but other people are catching on to it. So. Yes, we've got a lot to offer, but there's so much potential. It's like a diamond in the rough out of the fact that we were are oppressed. I listened to these spiritual guys. They were saying because we back 6,000 years ago did not follow God, God put a curse on us and oppressed us. This is what he was saying. I'm not saying that those are his words actually, but what he was saying was, the reason why we're in this predicament that we're in now is because we didn't follow the law of God or the law of what was written.
Who's God? Whose God are you talking about?
He's talking about the Bible of old. not the
Okay,
current
let
one.
me try to understand, because I was thinking while you were talking. So rephrase that for me. We were cursed.
I was saying that there were, there's a group. I don't know if they're like Muslim or Christian or whatever. But what they do is they try to show that Jesus Christ was not white. They try to show where white folks have tried to bamboozle and fool black folks about what's going on with, like, their like religion and what they believe in and how they've been taught by this white man about a black God or about a black Jesus or about what started in like Africa. And they speak about how things were stolen from like the Greeks. So like the Greeks stole the fact that God had white woolly hair and bronze feet. And so the Greeks replaced Christ by looking white. So now everyone all over the world, they see Christ as white. Okay. So what the guy that was speaking was saying, he alluded to the fact that he believes the reason why we're in this position that we're in right now is because we did not follow the precepts and accepted some things that we wanted to do instead of following what the law was. And so we were chastised by God. So when you talk about what God, I'm not going to even say God, I'll say the universe chastised us. In other words, we let other people come in and abuse us and do what they wanted to do with us because we didn't use, let's say, caution, precaution, whatever we needed to do. That's what
Got it. I want to add one more thing to the list. I think we're good for starting revolutions, no matter whatever kind of revolution. That's one thing I know I'm proud of us for. What else?
I hear you, my brother.
What else? Anybody want to throw in some more stuff that we as a race should be proud of?
We're trendsetters.
Yeah, trendsetters. Okay, that's true. Whether it's in music, clothing,
You're not quitters neither. You never give up. You're not quitters.
Yes, that's the other thing. Just, what's the word for it? Tenacity, or what's the other word? Persistence. There's another one. One more word I'm thinking about. Tenacity,
determination.
No, that's not it. Okay, I can't think of the word. But yeah, you're right. That's yes. That's good.
Tenaciousness.
That's good. What else? Anybody got some other things we should be proud of as Black folks?
We should be proud that we've come to this level here and to a place technologically where we've got a platform called Blackspeak with a guy who set it up named Dimitri St. Pierre. We should be proud of that. We should give you credit for that because the fact of the matter is I didn't create it. You created it. And we've got
resilience. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Another thing I think we should be proud of as Black folks is our resiliency, because we could survive through all kinds of stuff. I don't know if anyone said that before, but that just came to mind. Resiliency. Nice.
Hi, Yolanda.
What else? She stepped away for a bit.
Oh.
We should be proud of the fact that we've got everyone beat when it comes to sports, football, basketball. Let me stretch out for a minute.
That's the one thing I'm not 100% proud of. Yes, we should be proud of that. But
man,
you're right.
We take over, man. Track all of it.
That's true. We do. We should be proud of it. We as a collective should be proud of it. I'm just personally, I think there's better things we should be proud of. Yolanda, how you doing, Yolanda?
Hi, I gotta commend you on how you set up the magazine. That's very nice. I saw someone else saying it was nice too.
Good. Let me know if you come out with it quarterly, right? So if you want me to do this for you every month, it's not a problem.
Every 3 months.
Every 4 months.
Every 3 months, I'll just send you the link so people can have access to read it. So what do? You blasting it out by email?
Yeah, I did both. I blasted by email, and also I reformatted the graphics, and also I created a post that was an article type post, so that I can format the text and the string. Because there's two links. There's one link on the image that goes directly to
the magazine
to the
itself.
PDF magazine, and then there's the link that goes to your website. So
okay.
I can, what I think and I could talk to you on this offline, but I'll tell you what I want you to do next time is give me a synopsis in the email of what the magazine release is going to be for, so that I could put the synopsis in the text in the
it's basically all a standard template, but what I just do different articles.
Okay.
Different. That's all I do. That's the only changes you get, or you might get different photos, right? I don't know if I'll embed videos eventually. I'll think about that, but
But I'm saying if it would, so for every release, right, every issue, I would imagine you have a bunch of different articles and different topics. You would find your main topic and just write a single paragraph synopsis of what the most important article with this in the issue.
Okay, like how I sent you the small.
Exactly, but what you sent me was about the magazine, not about the issue. You know what I mean?
But since it was the first time you're doing it, that was really an introduction. Okay. So I will figure out what little excerpts I can give you to put to prelude people.
Yep.
Yeah, what I want to say, based on what Kevin was saying, I don't get into the religious mumbo jumbo, because that's what got us in this mess, believing their twisted religion. They're all liars, thieves, and frauds, especially the Greeks. They stole all our stuff, twisted it, sent it back to us in a corrupt form. All of them, European, Romans, criminals, right? So I don't get into the religious mumbo jumbo, but what we should be basing on is that we're the indigenous people of the earth. We're the original people of the earth. We're descended from pharaohs, kings, queens. We're the people who built the earth, who civilized the earth, who developed the earth, right? These came and found all of that. So based on that backdrop and the fact that we were intelligent enough, despite their keeping that information from us, to overcome all of that and still put what we know out there, that's what we should be proud of.
Yep. I agree.
I sent I put a video on your site this morning where the Congo, it's a group, it's an East Africa initiative. They kicked out
Europeans
because the Congo has the most raw minerals, is the richest country.
Titanium, gold, diamonds.
55 countries, and that one is the richest, and that's the one they've been pauperizing, exploiting for 600 years.
Yeah.
And they kicked them out. Finally, Mali even suspended the UN.
But they did say, Yolande, that they still want to do business.
You're gonna get that, because at the end of the day, they will still need to manufacture and export their minerals.
Correct.
So, we don't live on Earth by ourselves. Europeans like to pretend they live on Earth by themselves and they're in control, and that's bullshit.
Yep.
Right? Yep. So we can show them, okay, we got endless minerals, but you ain't thieving it, and you can do business with us. Why not?
Yep.
You got it? So I can see that, but you got to monitor them. You got to restrict them. You can't just let them run loose on our continent. That's our continent. Our ancestors left that for us.
Yeah. Man, if we could replicate that in all the African countries with high minerals, man.
It's going to take time, but it will. But our people too got to get their act together.
Yeah.
Because we can build on the Europeans. The Europeans only doing what they want to do to survive. That's how they survive, off our misery.
Exactly.
Right.
That reminds me of something someone said. I think it's in a video somewhere where it's like, this woman, I forgot her name. She's a famous African woman. She said, I don't blame white people for doing what they do. White people are doing what they do. They're exploiting us. They're doing everything because they value their survival.
Yes.
And she said,
we don't value ours.
We don't value our
and
survival.
We're the ones with all the wealth.
Exactly. She said, I'm not mad at these white people. I'm mad at us because we allow them. We don't value our survival above everything else. How we just allow them to do these things. So, like you said, man, I wish if we can replicate that in every country, it would be a great thing.
Them owning our continent and we doing what they did to us to them, never in a half life because they know what their survival means.
No.
So at the end of the day, I think it's Maria Makiba you heard with that.
Okay, yes, that sounds right.
Maria Makiba.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, they're doing what they need to do to survive. We're the ones who have to put restrictions on them, monitor them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Monitor them. We can't allow them to continue. It's not sustainable. It's unsustainable. Look at the people in Kenya starving. The people in Kenya starving. They put their sex tourism and their nasty, dirty slavery tourism on the continent. And now 10-year-old children in Kenya looking for white women to have sex with for money.
Yeah. Hey, I remember there was this commercial I saw. It was a commercial. It was a video. So I thought it was freaking hilarious. Maybe you guys have seen it. It's a commercial. It's a video where this guy in Africa starts where everyone's doing a celebration, and he gets on a boat, right? And he sails to Europe, and he says, "Ooh, I discovered this. I discovered Europe, right?" And he's going around, calling Europe some African name, the country African name, and just walking around a bunch of like European people and saying, "Ooh, I just discovered you. Ooh, I just discovered you."
Yes.
And I thought that was funny because that's exactly what they did to us, right? And there was another one that I saw, which was one last thing. Someone standing next to a river, and he said, I forgot, it was some river that was some river that was named by some European, and he said, I just discovered this river right here in this country. It's like the same thing they did to us, right? They discovered all these things where these things been there for generations, centuries, right? But
thousands and thousands, probably over a million or
millions of years, yeah. But
we were the ones here.
Yeah, and it wasn't discovered until they discovered it.
Yeah, right.
I think that's a huge insult, and I mean,
disrespect.
Go ahead.
The thing is, though, what a lot of African people don't know, descent to African, same thing, is that we were in Europe before they were. A lot of African people don't know that. They killed our ancestors that were in Europe. And they deported the useless Moors. Because the Moors told them all about what was going on in Africa. That's why they went down in there. Right? They deported them. The Moors were in control of Europe for 700 years or something like that. Right? But black people, again, they like to run their mouth to people who don't look like them. And they like to sell out. So, but our ancestors, the small people, the Twa people, are the original Europeans. And they killed them. Right? You can still find them in the Congo. The same Congo they're going to rob.
Yeah. Man, could you imagine if some of these African countries were able to take control of their own resources?
They will. They'll take time. But they have to know what they have to do. They have to put certain systems in place and take back what is theirs. Or they were going to lose it all, They were going to kill them all and take it.
Yeah, and they need to start doing the same thing to China, man, because
they gotta put restrictions, serious restrictions on China. Serious restrictions. I don't know who these things they are. We're the original people of the earth. How dare you think that you can steal us stuff, enslave us? You've been doing it for hundreds and over 3,000 years, and then you, on top of that, you taking our stuff and use this to kill us.
Yep. You know what we need? We need a couple of huge solar flares, man. That would take care of a lot of things.
I mean,
you wouldn't be able to have this conference.
I'm sorry, what was that? I'm sorry, Kevin said something?
You wouldn't be able to have this conference if you had a.
That's true. That's true. That would be EMP.
Yeah,
that would be like an EMP, but also it would fire a lot of Caucasian people, though.
Yeah, but it will only fry the electronics up. It won't fry up the white people. And besides, white people already have a contingency set up for that.
You're right. So, that's true. It's a wish.
No, we gotta focus.
It's a wasted wish.
We gotta focus.
What you really want is, wait a minute, hold on, young man. What you really want is, you want that because the Congo made this move, it was very decisive. There were white people in the room. And by the way, young man, I did see the video.
But did you check the faces?
Yes, and I enjoyed it. Now that you did, yes, I saw it. What it makes me feel is this. Well, the Congo's talking to the other country next to the Congo, and they listening, and they're thinking, yeah, we got diamonds, and these crackers been here for over 600 years. We're going to do what you did. And then the other one, it's going to exponentially spread.
I hope so.
No, don't hope it's going to happen, brother.
But we didn't think we would witness this, did we?
And not in this time, right?
And especially this time. But this was
this time especially, because this is historic. What they did, this is historic, and white folks didn't expect that. Look at you, man. They didn't expect that. No, France, Germany,
they
didn't even expect that. They like, what?
Oh, we can keep for another 600 years.
And you know what? It wasn't even a thing of the Congo. They were attacking or trying to fight. They just said, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah, because it's your land, right? And I have bloodlines that run through the Congo, so these people they did the most, and their time is up. Right? And you see, the thing is, if they'd worked with African people over the last few centuries, but they don't want to. They want to pretend they're superior and use our resources to do it. And kill us too.
Did you see the dumb? Did you see the dumb looks on the white folks' faces when they were inside of the meeting? The ones that were wearing uniforms. They were they had that dumb look. That I don't know what you think.
No, they're not dumb look. It was like, what the fuck is he saying? He crazy.
Yeah, what the fuck is he saying? Right.
That nigga can't do that. That nigga.
Yeah. And how are we going to do something? How are we going to stop this?
It's over 2 billion of us, so let them try.
Well, you know how things are. So, D, can I ask you this question? What are we doing about our? I think we're supposed to have some type of huddle where we come and talk about proliferating information. But it seems like you've already started with your land's book. When you started emailing this book out to all the people who are in Black.
That's about the magazine.
Yeah, D, you're frozen.
No, I was waiting for you to finish. I want to make sure you were finished before I started talking. I don't know the answer to that. It's a great idea. I have it on pause because I'm not getting I'm just not getting enough response to even start it. So the idea is still there. I'm just not gonna do anything until there's enough interest in it.
Well, maybe you might want to present yourself differently. Maybe what you're doing right now might be the reason why it's not getting a lot of interest. Maybe you might want to change your approach to, I guess, the presentation. I don't know.
Elaborate.
What's that?
Well, please go ahead, Joanne.
What's that? What are you talking about? I lost a friend.
Oh, I was just talking about, we had talked about making another huddle.
Oh.
And so, D says he's not really sure about which way to go with that. And I was just about to tell D, possibly maybe you might want to make another approach from where you are at now to something new. That would bring people to basically, gravitate more toward this idea of making a new huddle where we actually, like proliferate information. As a matter of fact, I was thinking the other day about you, D. I was thinking, I need to make a T-shirt that's not so restrictive. In other words, when we first talked about T-shirts, you were like, well, it has to have the Blacksby logo, and it has to have this and that and like the other. And I'm like, yeah, we can do all that, but it still has to have my creativity. So from the back and the front. Right now it's just a white T-shirt with blue Blacksby, like lettering. And I'm thinking something more colorful. I'm thinking of something that's more expressive. I'm thinking, well, you like showing off, or you like something that's unique. Just make it. I'll send you some ideas. But other than that, I think we need to do something different. Yeah, Kwame. Kwame.
Hey,
Hi, Kwame.
hey, man, how you doing?
Not bad.
Good. I just let y'all know I'm getting ready to jump off because at 4:30 we're going to be doing a Jazz Partners presentation here in Richmond, Virginia. Hopefully we'll record some of it and post it here. Okay, everybody.
Are you doing a presentation, Kwame?
Yeah, I'm going to give. My wife's going to introduce. I'm going to do the presentation. Then we do a Q&A after.
Can you send me the link to it? I want to try to jump on. It's at 4, right?
It's at 4:30. It's going to be live, so I don't really have a link. I probably will just record it and then post it later.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all be
Thank
safe.
you, man. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Kwame. As usual, appreciate you, brother.
Yep. Thank you, Kwame. Yeah. As we speak, Yolanda, I'm sending you. I'm just collecting a lot of new artwork for you to go and put it on your page. Yeah, that's a few months from now. But I'll look through them. Yeah.
So, Kevin, back to your thing about a different approach. Could you? I'm still not sure.
When you want to do something new, when you want to, when we're doing things and we're trying to bring people on board, I know people have to be, they have to be attracted. They have to be brought on board.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the way we are presenting ourselves that would bring them closer.
Give me an example. I'm lost.
Well, the only example I can hand you is like, it's the difference between someone that can play music and someone that can't. You don't want to hear someone just playing music and they don't know what they're doing. You want to hear something that's melodic and has rhythm. And so,
okay, sorry, let me interrupt you. That analogy is lost on me. I don't.
Well, you can be lost. Some things will bring you back.
Let me ask. So help me understand. What do you think we did wrong with the original announcement of that huddle, and the things that we proposed to do within that huddle? What do you think we did wrong, and what do you think we could do better?
Okay. Well, first of all, let me say I don't think that you did anything wrong with your announcement of the huddle. And what I'm thinking that you can do better is that you can revise a second announcement about the huddle. That's what you can do better, And by the way, did you know, that's just something to bring about a revision of what it is that you're saying. That's all.
Okay, got it. Duly noted.
Because, I think if we just go rigidly with one way of doing things, then that's just going to keep people saying that's what they want to expect. And so, just like when I'm, trying to present to you a new idea, like when we first spoke about doing a item, T-shirt, you were saying, well, look, I want this to look like this and be like that. And I was saying, well, yeah, it can look like this and be like that. And I was sending you a lot of tests. Because everything is like, basically a test draft. However, I'm thinking now, We can just do anything we want to do now. Let's just make it that we have it like that, you know. And I'm an artist, and let me just go and do what I do instead of just making it. This is what it is, and that's how we attract people.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you very much, sir, because I know that you're a very structured person, and I enjoy structured people, but structured people keep me sharp, and that's a good thing. However, at the same time, structured people need to be kind of pushed or kicked a little bit for them to look at something different,
I'm not a marketing person, so I agree with you 1,000% on that. So.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here to help you, my brother. That's why I am here to help you.
Okay. All right,
and I'm glad. I'm grateful for these moments. For this time to spend with you and to just make sure that people get more in this group, in this huddle, get more of the possibility of what new things can happen. So Yolanda, you still there? Yeah, you're still there. Yeah, you're still there. So I just sent you about 7 new pieces of art through your Gmail.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, what I'm here doing, I'm trying to, what I'm doing, because this happened, so therefore I'm going to start writing, of course. So I'm having an article, putting it together based on that.
Yeah. So you're writing a new article now. Is that what I'm supposed to understand?
Yeah, I'm preparing an article for my next issue, which will be done in October.
Okay. All right. It should be completed in October.
I'm going to get completed at some point.
Did you get your camera yet?
I'm waiting for it to come in.
So you told me that, because I asked you last time and you said you're still waiting. So you're still waiting for the camera to come in?
Yeah, the camera was delivered, but I had to wait for it to come in because if I tried to bring it in directly from the store, they'll charge me double for it.
Really? So they're going to charge you?
They've been robbing us in these islands. Listen, they've been robbing us to the degree with which they rob us over the last 500 years on these islands.
That's why no one's got anything.
Exactly, because they rob us of everything.
They rob you to get what you want to get.
Everything. From food to drink,
clothes, all of it.
Listen, it's cheaper for us to fly from here to Florida or New York than it is from us to travel from here to an island 90 miles away.
I get most of my things from Amazon, right? And I don't get charged any tariff. I mean, I get my stuff. I get taxed, but it's not like I get tax. I'm not coming through customs. I'm coming through Amazon.
Well, look at this. Amazon is one of the biggest slave masters. I don't like getting my money to stink. Listen.
Yeah.
They don't ship those cameras. And that's another thing. They refuse to ship certain things to us. So if we have family or friends or anybody outside, they ship it to them and then they will send it to us. They don't ship a lot of things. They don't ship to us. They have these islands under oppression.
Right. And so what it does is it keeps the people ignorant.
Yes.
It keeps them ignorant.
They do it right through the Americas, even in the U.S.
Yeah. And so that's what I was telling Dee earlier. It's like they're not capable. They don't have the capacity to understand certain things because they don't have nothing to compare it to.
Nope. Because that's what they do. They keep them trapped.
They keep them trapped mentally.
It's a trap, right? Yeah. So that's why things are how they are. That's why I told you, because you'll find it a lot in Colombia. You'll find it all across the Americas because that's what they did. That was the setup. A setup. So we're the ones to break that cycle. We gotta break it.
Well,
I know a lot of black people live in this.
A lot of black people accept it though.
It's comfort zone. That's their comfort zone because it's fear of leaving their comfort zone. When you should be happy to break down those barriers and the trap they set first. You should be happy to destroy it, not living it for another generation. You're doing your children and grandchildren, great grandchildren going forward for how many more generations a disservice.
Yeah, they accept it. I feel like they fight for what is oppressing them, and they accept this.
Yes, but you see, you have to look at the condition too. It's the dirty leaders, especially these niggas we got, because they sold their soul for prestige and status and titles. That's like how they were in Africa selling us for glass bottles and umbrellas and crack. Right? These niggas, they sell their souls for prestige and status, of running up and down the world stage like jokers, right? They're frauds. So that's why we're in that position, because they'll do anything to keep that position, to keep that status, to keep robbing the treasury, the pension fund, and keep their people oppressed and pauperized. They'll do anything to keep it going. So you're fighting a battle on two ends. You have the colonials who don't have to do a lot of work anymore. All they got to do is sit down and let the niggas in the parliament do it for them.
Right. And that's what's going on basically. That also is what's going on basically in every aspect of service, social services, as well as like commercial, because they bring in these Ethiopians and these people with these heavy accents to try to solve your problem as an American. And you're like, what the fuck is this motherfucker saying? I need somebody to help me that I can understand. You know, it's like they sit at home or they sit where they're at and they're just there monitoring these like ne'er-do-wells that basically are not basically like professional. They've taken out the voice that could speak to you when it comes to whatever you want. And like you said, boycott or like restrict those of us from getting what would enlighten us or enhance us, clothes-wise.
No, it's your local black leaders in the U.S. doing that to you. There's not anybody coming out to Africa doing it. They're little frauds that want to be up with a microphone and looking good for massa. They're the ones keeping you in that trap, just like the niggas we got keeping us in that trap. Right? And until they will set the police on you or set security forces on you to keep their position.
Oh yeah, that's their claim of fame. Yeah. And they call them, what do you call them? They call them first protectors, first providers, some old fake ass homeland.
No, they are the barrier between us and colonizers.
Right.
They're their protection. That's why I tell you, when you find black traitors, you finish them off.
We call them buffer class.
They're the ones protecting the system that's keeping us trapped and oppressed.
They are protecting them. Yeah, they're the buffer.
They're the buffer, right? They're between the two of them. They're the ones causing this to us.
Right.
Because they're weak.
Oh, they really weak. They get on my nerves. They're so fucking weak. And what did this guy tell me the other day? He said, yeah, black folks in America, most of them, he said, right now, they're turning white. They're assimilated by the board. He used the analogy of Star Trek. They're being assimilated.
Well, every system needs slaves. And if they want to be voluntary slaves, better for us. That's there that will be the buffer between us getting away from it and them killing their asses.
Right.
I have no feelings for them. I have no feelings for these criminals, these little Judases and sellout Negroes who want to be. You see a lot of them running around on males too in dresses and high heels. I got no use for them.
Yeah, they got that going on, man. That's their new line of defense. You won't get a woman, will you?
That's their comfort zone.
Yeah, that's their comfort zone. You won't hit a woman, will you? Or a man that pretends he's a woman.
Well, I hope it comes to head soon. You see, Congo has started it. So let's see. That now we'll know the slaves from the African. Now we'll know the African minded from the slave minded and the ones who aspire to be enslaved. We'll know the difference between the two now that Congo has set this off.
Right. Well, let's see. I'm reading here what it says. And it says that after 600 years, hold on, let me get this straight. Yeah, let me go here. It said that rare video of anguish in imperialistic camp as Africa takes back the Congo after 600 years of West. Anxiety.
There's a video for who haven't seen it. I just posted it to the chat here.
Okay.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's the one I'm showing. That's the one I've been showing on Facebook.
Right.
But I don't know if a lot of people are going to catch on to this, because the thing is, this guy's speaking governmental, and it's basically it's in-house talk.
Yeah, but he's military. He's military.
Well, yeah, he's military, and he's speaking officially from the in-house talk. So I caught on to it, but I'm quite sure, because I just sent it to a friend of mine, and they asked me, "What's he talking about?" I said, "Don't you see what he's saying?"
Because they don't know that they don't know you. A lot of people
don't know they've been robbed.
They don't know that they've been robbing our inheritance on the continent while keeping us trapped in the West.
Right.
And then using some of it to trickle down to us and keep us in poverty, and using it to kill us, and using it to destroy, and use it. They don't know. They don't know. That's why I put the magazine out there, so that they can connect the dots, put it together.
But let me say this to you about being capable of connecting dots. What I'm saying is, we have to be pragmatists with particular mentalities of Black men and women. And when I say pragmatists, I'm saying that the way you just mentioned what we don't know, this is how we have to present it to those that are pragmatic in their thinking, because they don't know how to take on the larger scope of what is being said to them. So they miss the point. That's what I'm saying.
That's where my magazine comes in, because I
read your magazine. It's pretty heavy.
I distill it in a form that people can understand and simplify it.
Yeah, I'm saying for some of the people I'm thinking about and know about, and I'm talking about, there are various groups of them. Nah, your magazine's pretty out there, pretty heavy. It's just out there, and they don't understand terminologies, African terminologies that you've been using in like magazine. They might understand it if they've been part of a nationalist type of leaning. It all depends on where they're coming from. Because if they're like thug type hip hop, pork and bean, collard green eating, pig feet, mall type mentality, these words mean nothing. They're from the land of Congo, Kush, that means nothing to them. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's because they will go, instead of Googling to understand.
They're not going to Google it because it means nothing to Google. Look, when I say down to pragmatism, it means nothing to them. Now, if you talked about something that they can relate to, like I'll just deal with the deep, dirty South. They can relate to the words from the deep, dirty South.
I can't relate to that.
Wait a minute, words like Kush, words like the Caribbean, the Congo, those words, to me, it's not like anything that they basically can fucking relate to. They relate to what they know.
I'm not interested in their problems.
Okay.
They will die. That's it. Right?
They would die.
They'll die.
They would die. I hear that.
Well, I'm not interested in their problems. Really not. You're gonna save some. You're gonna lose some. I'm not interested.
You're gonna lose a lot.
I keep telling them I'm no Harriet Tubman. I will watch
Right.
them coming for you because I was warning them for the last 10 years. And I
Right.
will watch them, come for them, pick them, and take them. And why wouldn't open my mouth and say a word? Because you were
Right.
warned, right? You were warned. A lot of them.
But even when they were warned, I'm talking like, okay, like for me, okay, like I'll take you back to 1967, 65, when Malcolm was like, murdered in New York. They were warned, but they didn't respond.
Right, and I can waste my energy on them.
And then what happened to them?
Huh?
What happened to them after they didn't listen? They perished.
Yes, that's why I said they'll die. And it's not my responsibility to save them. I put myself out there to warn you. You don't appreciate it, you don't listen, and you die. I'm not interested in your death. Right? There are other people out there who listen, and you pay a little attention to them because they're trying. Right? But if you don't want to listen, you know how dangerous these people are. You don't want to listen. What am I supposed to do?
Right.
That's I was wondering what that noise is. That's my maid. She's up here cleaning.
You got a maid?
Yeah, I got a maid.
Oh, damn. You doing it big down there.
But dude, I saw the writing on the wall, man. I left the United States, man. I'm a hood nigga from D.C. I'm one of them D.C. boys. You know what? What I'm saying is I listen to all people. I listen to everybody. I listen, and when I saw the trends going on, man, I got the fuck up out of here. And the thing I like about this like relationship I have with this place here is that I know the owner. Me and the owner are friends. She has a store. It's just a beautiful like relationship I got. And yeah, I got maid and all that shit. I got all of it. I got it here. It doesn't look like the United States, but it's good. And like the maid don't live with me. She come here from time to time. It's all good. But the deal is that at least I got that. A lot of folks still thinking, oh, it's going to take a lot of money to have that. No, it don't. I ain't spending no money. This is a different economic, like system here. I mean, folks would do shit for you for $3 or $4.
It's just too hot down there for me. I get real sick with bad heat.
Well, the food here is definitely good. I mean, the food's good. As far as me and Yolanda probably dressed the same way because she said it was hot and rainy. Right, Yolanda?
It was raining and humid. The humidity was horrible. But you're gonna get that in the Caribbean at this time. It's the hurricane season.
Oh, yeah,
it's a hurricane season.
Up, I got an overhead.
Like Panama boiling.
Boiling, yeah. I got an overhead fan and I got it on the wall. I got me this beautiful air conditioner. Oh, I got a wooden ceiling like yours. Yolanda.
Uh-huh.
Put the camera up to the ceiling.
Well,
yeah, I got a wooden ceiling. I got a wooden ceiling too.
I
got wood. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It's a tall building. It's a very tall building.
Yeah, well, I'm on the top floor. I got a wooden ceiling with a fan, overhead fan. I mean, there's certain things here that in like America they would charge you for. Like, oh, you're gonna pay for that? No, I ain't paying for shit. I live a block away from the ocean.
G4 crap, G4 stuff, G4 inheritance.
Yeah.
Bring it over and sell it back to us.
Right. They bring that shit, they import it and call the place Pier 1.
Keep it and sell it to us. Like,
come on.
600 years, 3,000 years. Come on.
Stealing it. And paying the people 5 and 25 cents to make it. That kind of shit. So yeah, it's I'm now international, but I've always been international. That's another thing, So I was brought up international. That's how my mind was set up, And why was that? Because my father was activist militant. He was a worldwide minded person. And, he brought things to me that were not from the local baseball, basketball, sports issues. He would bring real hard ass tack issues to me and to the family. And the family, they didn't want to hear it. They were basically resentful. We don't want to hear that. You're a rebel rouse.
Well, that's the one that they accepted their condition. When the slaves accept their condition,
please,
I fight to keep it. And that's what we've been fighting here. But I keep telling them, don't think you're going to sell me, because if I know they're coming for you tomorrow, I will never tell you. So don't think you're fighting me. You're not fighting me.
Yeah, because if they come for you, they're going to damn sure come for me.
Yeah, exactly. But I know when to run.
Yeah. Let's see now. This is my, she said she wants to go. This is my landlord. We got a perfect relationship. I sent her some snow. She never seen snow. She comes talking about she wants to go. I know you want to go. I know that's right. Yeah. But no, I just think that we have to try, if we can, to find a way to talk to them. But I feel like this: can't talk to someone that ain't listening. They can't hear you when you talk to them.
After talking for 10 years,
they can do is fight with you.
After talking for 10 years, I'm not interested in talking anymore. That's why I put the magazine out there. That's why I write books. And that's why I have 2 websites, because I'm tired of talking. Yeah, so when I put what I put out there, and you still don't pay attention, I don't care what they do with you.
Yeah, I heard that. And a lot of folks, all they're interested in, and I'm just saying, when it comes to the Black community, when it comes to Black men, their only interest is in who won the basketball game.
Well, if you have narrow interests, you ain't gonna last long, that's for sure.
Okay. Amarchi Maduka. Hola. Hola, ¿cómo está, señorita? Say something. Oh, yeah, you need to turn on your unmute her, because I can't hear.
Hold on, you're muted.
I just unmuted her. She can speak.
You can.
She's frozen.
No, she's still moving. No, she just muted herself again.
Oh.
She doesn't know how to use the system.
All right. Tell her to unmute.
Oh, she unmuted.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you doing, beautiful?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. It's afternoon here.
Where you from?
Good evening.
Oh, I'm from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah. We hear you. We see you.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So what brings you here today? What brings you all the way from Nigeria to this huddle? I've never seen you before.
Yeah, it's been long I opened my app actually. I just got into the app. I wanted to drop in an article, then I got a notification of this very conversation. So I have to join at least to check it out and see what's going on.
Well, can I tell you, I'm Kevin, and I was speaking with Yolanda about how particular Black people, when you speak to them, they're only capable of understanding what they know. When you bring new concepts to them, they don't know how to digest it and make it work for them in terms of their liberation. Are you familiar with what I'm trying to say? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's like
I can hear
them, it's like they can't comprehend what you're saying.
Okay.
And what do you think about that?
What's the topic again? I think I saw something about healing.
Okay, I will repeat myself. I said that I was speaking with Yolanda, which is one of the people here that's here right now, and we were talking about comprehension of concepts and how some people, Black people, can't comprehend concepts about their determination, liberation. And what do you think about that? About Black people maybe in Nigeria? or around the world?
For Nigerians, I know most people, Nigerians, once a Nigerian is determined to doing something, he or she goes for it. But someone who does not have determination to go for something or to do something, no matter what you say or do, the person would never have the interest. So everything bounds down to determination in life.
Self-determination of the individual?
What are you saying?
Self-determination of the individual? Self-determination of the individual?
Self-determination work with in life.
Well, we were saying that some of us have to be left behind in terms of our freedom. Some of us have to still remain slaves.
Got a lot going on in the background.
Oh my God. This is the thing. When you come to Black Speak, don't have a background party, because you will definitely be either, I don't know, cut off by D, or you will be electronically not heard by us. I don't know.
Hey, Kevin, you were asking the question to the same type of person that you're asking the question about.
I know.
Yeah, because the same types we have in the Caribbean, the Americans.
I know that.
And in the Americas, wide diaspora Americas, they have the same types.
I did that in front of you.
Because it was a systemic plot and scheme to have us like this.
Her lips got big. Her lips started to swell.
I was cracking up. I'm like,
I know you were.
I'm like, Kevin, you're asking about a group of people to the same group of people.
I know.
She's not gonna have a response because her mindset doesn't expand that far.
I know. Did you see her lips get big?
She was confused. She's like,
I know she was.
What?
Huh?
And
That's normal. That's normal because that's what they did to our earth and our people. That's what they did to us.
Yep.
It's only some of us were determined enough to break out of that cycle mentally. It's the only reason why we're doing what we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I'm where I'm at mentally. Because I'm not with it.
Have that mental strength because
I got that mental strength. I got that mental strength.
You know what else? So I want to make sure. I think a lot of it is based on age. Also, I think as we get older, we tend to look at life differently, right? A lot of these people that come on Black Speak that can't answer your question, Kevin, they're much younger. They're not thinking about the deeper meaning of things. They're just thinking about sex.
Wait a minute. Hold on, your lad. D, let me respond to that. Listen, D, I was, I don't know, 12, 13 years old. I was thinking about those things. Okay? These people are in their 20s, and they're not thinking about those things. Now, listen to me when I tell you this. There were people that were 12, 13 years old when I was coming up that were my peers in Washington, D.C., that were thinking about deeper aspects of things.
True.
What the fuck has happened? Okay? I don't give a fuck. What the fuck has happened? You were thinking about those deep things when you were 13 and 14 years old. Even if you did bullshit and do stupid shit. We've all done stupid shit. But what I'm saying to you, and home from it, Yolanda, what I'm saying to you is this. This new breed, as Yolanda said, has been possibly chemically induced with some shit to confuse their funky asses. I'm not confused. And yes, I'm older. I'm 65 years old now. But I guarantee you one motherfucking thing. I came up with it. And there were all types of people around. And
Brother, let Yolan speak, man. Jeez.
Okay, what happened to in America? You see, you still had a better chance of becoming how should I put it? Of becoming conscious, more conscious.
Yeah.
Because they really don't stop you from doing it. It's only when they perceive you as a threat to their system is when they take action. In the Caribbean now, what they would do if they see us becoming too conscious, They will monitor us, put people to watch us. We didn't know all of that. Beat us, send people to rape us, rob us, or do something to traumatize us, to knock that out of us, because that's how they used to beat the spirituality out of our ancestors. So they had various ways of dumbing us down, right? Including chemically. I still feel they poisoned our water because they used to poison the water to get the slaves to get them across the Atlantic and come with no memory of where they left. So I still feel that they did that to us. But what they used this time against the younger folk, they used the power of distraction. So you don't have you can't find the time to become conscious because you're distracted with this, that, and the next, and all distracted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right?
That's what's going on.
It's
The power of distraction.
And they have to do it particularly in Africa because that's who have the resources to rob. Right? That's where they how they survive, by robbing the continent and then coming back and we're superior. We're superior. We're this, we're that.
Yeah, Hayes. What's up?
She just wasn't together with it.
What's that?
She wasn't together with it. She I mean, you were asking simple questions and she couldn't answer nothing.
Well, I mean, these questions were not so much questions as they were to basically let Amartia, know what's going on. You can't have any background noise going on, baby.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, but that noise in the background is going to make us hear it. We can hear everything that's going on around you.
Can you mute yourself, please? Thank you.
Well, I'm stepping up.
Yeah, you got to get in the private space.
Okay.
Yeah, a space where it's private, where it's just us.
I get what I do. I get a lot of people sending
I can hear you.
Things from Africa. So what I do, I send them copies of the magazine or link to the book, to the magazine, so that at least have a chance of reading it. It's up to them if they want to get involved, right? To understand better their circumstances there, because we understand their circumstances better than they would. Remember, it was designed in the West, and we would have a much better understanding of what they put into it to get the desired results.
So you're gonna send her a book, or are you gonna put it in the chat? And
no, the magazine is on the
No, I'm saying now that she's here,
Dimitri can send her the link to the magazine.
Send her the link to the magazine. Yeah, we're gonna send you a link to the magazine.
Hey, Amarachi, go ahead and you want to. Is there anything you want to talk about? Any topic, since you live in Nigeria? Anything happening in Nigeria you want to discuss with the group?
Yes. Yes, I have something to discuss about.
Well, go for it.
I think I have, with the situation of school in here, because I'm a student in my final year. I think the only thing I have to talk about is the thing affecting me, which is the ASU strike. We've been on strike since February till date, which is very bad.
What strike is that?
Now, universities in Nigeria, federal and some state universities, we've been on strike since February for over 4 to 5, going to 5 months now.
A construction company? I'm lost.
What do you say?
Is it a teacher strike? What kind of strike is it?
Lecturers for university students.
Lecturers. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And how is that affecting you? That means you're not able to complete your schooling? Is that the effect of the strike on you?
Yes. My course is a 4 years course, which I supposed to have graduated since 2 years back. But because of several strikes, COVID-19, then now this year, I would have graduated since April this year, but we have been on strike since February this year. So it has really affected me badly.
What are they striking about? What's their reason for the strike?
The federal government they have been owing the lecturers, and there is a system of payments they requested for, but the federal government has refused implementing it for them.
That's a story there. I just found it.
Hello.
Yep. Okay, I see it. Wow, that's interesting.
Did you hear me?
How many more years do you have schooling left?
Final year, she said.
For your last year? Okay. You did say that. Right.
They see they're not getting the funding they need for the university. So
I just have to. No, this is my last year. This is my last year, my last semester. I have like a school is resuming now. I have just 2-3 months left to round up with my schooling here for my BSc.
Wow.
So she's doing a bachelor's.
So she only has 2 or 3 months left, and they've been on strike since February.
Yes, ma'am. My course of study, human anatomy and forensic anthropology.
Wow.
That's serious business right there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's nice.
Yeah.
What are you planning to do with that degree?
I'm opportunity to get a job with my degree because my course of study is human anatomy and forensic anthropology. So I could work in the hospital, I could work in the police section.
To work anywhere and do research too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
That's serious.
That's cool. Okay.
Thank you.
So is there any negotiation happening with the strike? Like, does it look like? Mm-hmm.
For months now, they've been having series of negotiation with the federal government, but the federal government has refused signing their agreements.
Wow. So what's their position on why they don't want to sign it?
I don't know. With the students, what we see there is what the lecturers are asking for is the rating they need. The lecturers are saying they are not paying them well, like they are not well paid.
Mm-hmm.
That there's a system of payment they need. Is it IPT something they are requesting for, but federal government has refused. That's the issue there.
So the position of the government is that they don't want to pay what the lecturers are asking for.
And they're funding more better funding for the university.
Yes, now they began threatening the lecturers by saying that because since February they stopped paying them salary till date. That since they've not been working, they can't pay them. Then the lecturer said no problem. If it's gonna take them 3 years without paying them, no problem, that they will be on strike. They won't call off the strike. Since they are beginning to threaten them with them not paying them salaries and all that.
So can the government just hire temporary lecturers? Is that a possibility?
Gotta pay them.
What you say?
Once a month, you can hire temporary lecturers.
I don't know. I don't just know what. In fact, education is not actually valued in Nigeria, because if they actually value it, they wouldn't be doing all this. And another reason, most of these politicians, lecturers, their children are not schooling here in Nigeria. They are all outside. Because if it's affecting them, they would have found the solution to this.
Right.
Okay, the president now. That's the truth. That's the truth. The president now, maybe if he has children in the universities here in Nigeria, he will be affected. Like he would feel it. Since February 14th till date, we've been on strike. That's rubbish, man.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Good point. And by the way, Kevin, I'm gonna apologize for my earlier statement. I take that back.
Well, you know what I mean, that's fine. You can apologize, but you know I love you and you're the man. You understand?
Anyway,
wipe that smile off your face. Wipe that smile off your face.
But do you know Nigerians are some of the most intelligent people on the continent in terms of education?
Yes.
And they're they're sought after everywhere, particularly in Europe and North America. But then they still want to play this color game with them. Yeah. So it's surprising, but then again, we still have the system where they try to keep us dumbed down, although we have a level of intelligence that they can't match.
Yep. I remember 2 years ago when I was looking for. Well, let's go quick. 2 years ago when I was looking for developers in Africa, I had majority of the response was from Nigerian developers. I ended up contracting out. This is about 2 years ago. I ended up contracting out a team of Nigeria, like two Nigerian developers. So you're right. I mean, in terms of their knowledge, definitely in the technology area. I mean, they surpass all other countries in Africa. That's what I think personally. So like you said, they got a lot going for them. Sorry,
yeah, Benin is another one too. Amarachi, go ahead.
There's another point. Then they made a statement recently, the federal government, saying that like we have lots of graduates here in Nigeria without jobs, which makes those that are planning to go into the universities losing hope, because after the schooling they don't even have a job. Then recently federal government I've forgotten the name of the person, made a silly statement that students shouldn't bother about school, that there is no white collar job for them anywhere in Nigeria, which is very disheartening.
That's true.
So yeah, but we're hearing that. I don't think we should be encouraged into going to school. The best option now in Nigeria is just handwork, skills. That's the only thing helping people now in this country. If not, the economy is bad, like everything.
White collar jobs are a trap, right? Don't focus. That's the colonial system. White collar jobs. We should be focusing on creativity.
Okay.
Yes, creativity. Because remember, my bloodline is Yoruba, dominant bloodline. So we carry bloodlines of creativity. So we focus on skill sets and creativity. White collar jobs are trapped.
So, but can
Africa should be entertaining the colonial style of white collar job.
But can I interject on that though, Yohan? But the issue is the whole system is screwed up, right? Because if these guys don't go after the white collar jobs, they can't feed their family. So they're kind of trapped, right? That's the current system we live in, right, Yohan?
Yes, I understand that, but they survived without white collar jobs before the whites came along, right? And they did well because they have resources. You see, we always have to go back to the resources. They have resources, and they have a ton. You can't even count them of creatives and inventors. That's Africa. We were blessed with that.
So what I'm hearing from you, and if they were able to leverage their own natural resources, there will be more jobs available because they will be able to retain more of the jobs within their land, which means a lot of these young graduates will have jobs in the technology sector or wherever they want to go.
Everywhere. In the mining of minerals, in the cutting of minerals, in the marketing of minerals. Right. So there will be no end of jobs. But when you let the Europeans come in and you do this, you do that, and then they take it and cart it all off away, you have nothing. And this time for these few white people here and there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, could you imagine all the brain trust that they have in Nigeria? And if they were able to say, we're going to do all the manufacturing or processing of these minerals within our country, they've got the knowledge, right, to do it in their country. All they need to do is have the political power and the political will to do what Congo did and say, get the hell out of my country and I'm going to build it myself.
And take the Europeans out.
Can you mute that background noise, G?
Please,
you mute that?
Please.
That background stuff going on.
That doesn't make no sense.
Mute that background. I'm going to have to mute her for a second. Yeah. So I agree with you, Lon, 1,000%, man.
Yeah, but
Elon, did I lose you? Who did we lose?
Kevin.
Somebody dropped. Huh?
Oh, that's Kevin right here. Right.
The guy who was quiet in the background. He was quiet.
Okay. Hey guys, by the way, it's 3:00. I gotta head out.
Nice meeting you, Marachi. Take care. Till next time.
Till next time, everyone. I'm not gonna do round thing because I'm really tired. I need to take a break. All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here as usual. Talk to you guys later.
Love you.
Same here.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Take care.
I'm just getting around to fixing me lunch. Hayes, it's been real. It's been real. Amadi Maduka, it's been real. D, it's been real. Love you.
See you next week. Maybe.
Said what?
Maybe. That just wasn't today. No, I didn't. It was some bullshit. It was always some ignorant ass goddamn African don't know how the format goes. We don't want to hear your background shit. And she was so stupid and shit. I could tell her motherfucking second language is English, broken ass. But those are the kind of motherfuckers they let into this bitch. Stupid ass bitch. Then we had another two motherfuckers doing that shit. They just bounced. She kept coming back in and shit. Like I don't. Lucky I don't have no powers. I boot her up out of here. We already explained to you what the problem was. Can you please mute yourself? Bitch didn't know how to mute herself, so Dimitri had to mute her and shit. Man, come on, man.
I mean, why is all these tethered people coming on here like that? Why they? I understand if you don't code and all that shit, but shit. Why everybody coming in y'all space on the side?